obviously a much better comedian. Don't believe anything he says. Yeah, I think like today we had a pretty good sign-up process, honestly. Like, usually it's like we're fucking lemmings just like attacking ski. Today it was like somewhat cordial, which is amazing. I'm usually like the fucking fast zombie in a movie that's like booking it to the sign-up sheet, so it's good that everyone made it and everything. I had a good Memorial Day, truth be told. I spent it with my grandparents, and I think everyone really should hang out with their grandparents at least a little bit in their life, because you'll learn they're kind of like crazy people, like kind of in a badass way, you know? Like, my grandma will drop like one of the hardest lines like I've ever heard, just casually. Like she'll be like, my best friend Janine of 40 years died today. What are we thinking for dinner? It's like, what the fuck? Like, chill out, grandma. Yeah. And it's like the attitude that they have about their friends dying is in a very like 90s like gangster OG way. They're just like, yeah, a funeral every week. Yeah. Like fucking, you know what we do in Hopkins County, you know? People dying all the time, old age, it's actually terrible. Yeah. I don't know, but I think everyone should hang out with their grandparents, especially if they're cool. Like mine are pretty cool. They're way cooler than me. They're like the hipster pothead grandparents. If you've like met one of those, they're fucking great. Like I've seen it in action because my cousin had this bright idea to give each of them an edible for Memorial Day. It was a whole event, you know. Because their version of like pot is way different than current day. Their version of pot is like, we went to Woodstock and smoked a marijuana cigarette. And like, now the edibles make you think you're fucking crazy. Like legit, within an hour of taking like one of the modern day edibles, you're like, my life is like the letter G. Yeah, I can feel my intestines moving right now. Like it's bananas, like what you're thinking. So I got to see them both take an edible and immediately, terrible. My grandpa was so high.
How high was he?
We thought he had a stroke. Sorry to like bust the audience participation thing there, we're making it somber, but we thought he was fucking dying. We like, people were freaking out, and we thought that because his like face was stuck in a grin, like it was like, he looked like De Niro and Meet the Parents, just like, and like, which means like, my cousin Matt had the good shit, you know? He had some fucking the righteous like shit that'll knock you on your ass. And so everyone's freaking out. We're all like, oh God, we gotta get a paramedic here, what the fuck? People are crying, like I was the only one really crying, but yeah, so we're all like freaking out and shit. And like we're like, oh my God, Matt's 80,000 milligram edible just killed Grandpa. Oh my God, like, we're all freaking the fuck out. And I started thinking about it, I'm like, I don't know, like, do we have any like weed smokers in the house? Hey, anyone? Yeah, legalize that shit, all right, okay. And like, I don't know if you guys have been like paranoid high, but usually the last thing you want to hear when you're like high off your ass is like, you're dying, you're gonna die, you're dying right now, Grandpa. Like, fucking hell, give him a goddamn break, okay? Jesus Christ. But yeah, so he's like high off his ass, and it was amazing too. He's a soldier, so like, not actually, he's more like, you call your grandpa a soldier, like they tough shit out. But the first thing he tells the older parents are like, he goes, don't tell the grandkids how high I am. And like, I was just befuddled by that. I'm like, Grandpa, don't be ashamed. Like, you are the cool fucking grandfather. Like, that's so rare. You know what most grandfathers are? They're just racist. That's it. That's like the whole relationship you have with that grandfather, you know? You just see him after like a long winter, and you're like, Grandpa, how's your winter? And he's like, the Jews are taking over. Like, all right, we give him a fucking Werther's candy, and you're like, hey, that's my entire relationship with this guy. But no, he's like the fucking grandpa that's like, puff, puff, pass, bitch. We got the shit that killed Kennedy. Like, we don't give a fuck. Fuck that. Like, I think the only time that it would bug me is if he's just like someone could look at me like, you know, Grandpa said, you know, he was kind of upset, he fucked up the joint rotation. I don't know, like, I'm like, okay, I guess he's been around for a while, you know. Fucked it up, sorry, Grandpa. But so yeah, we're all panicking, and we're like, all right, get fucking Grandpa. We put him in his RV that they have on their property because they like go. They're old white people. They just buy fucking. They're like, oh, I got an RV today, and it's just what they want to do. But my grandma, she's entered the equation now. She got like super high, and so she's like got the munchies, and she walks into the kitchen, and this is my only interaction with her during this whole process. She walks in, and I go, "Hi, Grandma Jeannie," to which she replies, "No." That's it. It was like that, and I was like, "All right, fair enough. Yeah, like I'll like make sense of that some other time." Like, and so I have some theories about what that interaction was on like her end. You know, I think she was purporting this like, "Oh shit, Grandpa wants to keep us on the DL. I gotta pack it in. You know, pack it in. Make sure the grandkids don't find out." So when I said, "Hi, Grandma Jeannie," she must have thought like I was a reporter coming at her with like when she's like, you see those celebrities going into their shuttle and they just want to be talked to, and I'm like, "Grandma Jeannie, are the rumors true? Are you high? Are you high right now?" She's like, "No, I have never been high. I don't condone high. No." But that sufficed in her little no. Perfect. So I like reasonably went to my cousins and I was like, "You know, guys, even though we thought Grandma Jeannie was super high because she ate 4 straight bags of Funyuns and watched 6 episodes of Cheers uninterrupted, she's actually not high." And we announced that to everyone, and it ended up being a great family function. But yeah, that's all from me though. Thank you though. Have a good one.
Woo!